Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears, live an awesome life. Like my orange, this is my workout shirt. Wake up, right? Everything's so peaceful and zen back here, and then boom. All right, so I'm not a big fan of color, as you know. I just find it very disruptive. I don't know why. If there's color in the house, I have to move it out. Somebody gave me some beautiful blue plates and I actually had to put them away. I displayed them, oh, they're gorgeous. I went, okay, it's bothering me. Well, I don't know what that is. I'm not going to try and analyze it. All right, today we're going to talk about the story in your head. All right, if you take my e-course, which is coming up, by the time, I'm hoping at some point when you're watching this, it's all, it's published and going. If not, sign up here, Landria's Inspiration. It says, sign up for inspiration. That's a weekly email that comes out with my videos. Sometimes I give you free stuff, discounts on things. I'll announce courses and events that are coming out. In my course, the thing that I want to express most to you is that fear, which we experience all the time, sometimes we don't even realize what really is fear, is connected to beliefs. Beliefs create a story. The story in your head is what is dictating the message to the universe because it does not judge you. There's no judgment. Oh, Landria, you deserve more than that. I'll give you this instead. No, it's going, that's what you want? I'm going to give it to you. That reflection is your insecurities. I'm not worthy. I'm a victim. I'm angry. Not forgiving people is anger. Being a victim, that's a powerless message to the universe that somebody else has inflicted something on me that I don't deserve, and I'm angry about it. Well, we're not going to go into the depth of what that all means because I happen to believe that all of that is pre-arranged agreements before we come into this role so that we can experience things that will allow us to spiritually grow. And some of those challenges are very great. Very great. And everybody comes in to play those roles. And how that happens, I don't know, but I do not believe in chaos or coincidence of any kind. The universe is way too intelligent for that. It's ultimately intelligent beyond our imagination. And every thought and feeling that you have is constantly sending a message to the universe. And that's your story. Now, the story isn't always what we say. So people say, well, I'm going to do a mantra. Here's my story. I'm this and I'm that. But the story's really going on in your head. And that's the true story, is that essence of your energy is sending a totally different message than what you're saying. There's conflict there, mixed messages. And the one that wins out is the one that really believes and feels that you aren't worthy, that you're experiencing lack because you don't deserve it, or that you've always been poor, or that rich people are evil. Please. Thank goodness that there are people out there with wealth, whether they have good intentions or not. It's really none of our business because it doesn't matter if you have money or not. We are all a part of the frequencies that contribute either positively or negatively. No money is connected to that at all. Money comes in when you need a vehicle to accomplish certain things in your life. And you can actually manifest from a lower frequency, but the money will be attached to a lower frequency, which means you're going to be down there with other greedy people that don't care about anybody else and they put money first in the material world. They're really not working on themselves. When you work on your inner self, your story will change. It's going to be one that is much greater, bigger, more abundant, not because you want the things. So I see a lot of you so focused on yourselves and what you're going to get that you don't realize that's part of the block. Me, 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 me. And when you're doing me, 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 you're in here. That frequency is more dense and it's lower. When you open up to the universe and you go, wait a minute, there's a huge world out here. And there is a much bigger purpose than me getting a new car or me getting money or whatever. And what you don't realize is that when you connect to that, all abundance lies there. The car, the money beyond your dreams, the better car, the better house, the better money. But you're opening up on a higher frequency, so what you're contributing is affecting everybody else in a positive way. Things are just flowing. You don't really need all that stuff to be happy anymore, but it's there for you, and of course it enhances your life. Who wouldn't want all of that stuff? It feels good to have nice things. There's nothing wrong with that. So if you're telling yourself a story that there is something wrong with that, guess what? Block, block, block. What is your story? Sit down and really think good and hard about this. This is one tiny little piece of my e-course that really rips down and strips down everything and says, what's the core of this? This is why everybody out there with this law of attraction, oh, they get all excited, oh, that sounds great, and then they go right back and don't change the thinking back here, and they go, why isn't it working? I'm saying this, I'm writing stuff down, I've got my vision board, and they're going, I don't believe any of this. I don't believe it at all, right? Many of you do that. You know when you're believing it or not. So I just had a shift. I know you guys are experiencing some major shifts out there. It's so exciting. Your stories are blowing me away. I love it. Love, love, love it. Because you're actually not afraid now to say some crazy stuff's going on. And one of my friends out there, my husband doesn't believe that. I said, that's okay. Wait till a couple things happen to him. He doesn't believe it because maybe he's not experienced it, and he does, and he's blowing it off, and you're talking about it, and now one day he's going to go, actually, I had a reality shift, or I had the most bizarre thing happen, or whatever. We're all going to start talking about it because guess what? It's real. We live in this world where we're just hiding, saying, this is a traditional world. We're the only planet with life on it. Oh, please. Please, really? I mean, we're so in the dark ages still, and we're stepping out into the light, and the story has no limits. No limits. We have agreed to act a certain way here in these rules. We have gravity, we have dense bodies, we have things, because the karmic history has placed us in this position. So this is part of the limits we placed on ourselves, not because we aren't limitless, but because the history of the planet and the energy has been so, massively dense that it's placed us in this. We now have this responsibility and task to raise that frequency, to pull out of this and go back into our limitless selves, because the planet believes we're limited. Right? And that's why people tell you, oh, it's silly to think this. What, that story, are you kidding? Who do you think you are? Bill Gates? I don't want to be Bill Gates. I want to be Landria, the flourishing Landria. I've got some awesome stuff happening now. So I'm feeling a shift. And my story just changed. A few things happened and I realized, oh my gosh, you never stay stagnant. Nothing's stagnant. Every cell in your body changes at every split second, right? We're always, morphing, hopefully, expanding. So everything's an opportunity for you to raise your frequency. So what's the story? Am I telling myself a negative story today? So a few things happened to me recently, and I have to make a decision about, what I'm going to do with my residence, where I'm going to be, what I'm going to do with my business. A lot of different things that I never expected, because it's taking me to a much higher place than I had ever imagined. Why? I continue to move forward. I never stop. I never say, okay, I achieved my goals. Here I am. Now I go, wait a minute. That's funny. I look at my goals and I go, let's put a 0 on that, right? I can't believe I hit that so quickly. Okay, well, I do believe it, because guess what? The universe went boom. Why? Because I had no barriers to that number, except for the ones I gave myself. So I should have had a 0 on in the first place, but that's where I was at that time. I was like, okay, this is a new business or whatever. This would be a good figure to hit. And there's other things that come with when you set a story that's so crazy, huge. Be careful, because you will have to experience the responsibilities and the actions that go along with that. So if you don't want those responsibilities and actions, if you're not willing to, because if you want a business that makes, 7+ figures, be ready to do the work to do that, because that's part of being a human. That's part of the density that we came into. That's beautiful. We don't get to experience that on the other side. So I have a new story. And I wasn't sure what the story was, and the story wasn't feeling right, and there was a component that was missing. I finally found the component. I was led to find what I'm supposed to be adding to this story, and it went, oh, it feels so right. And my energy shifted. You know how that happens? Make sure you're resonating with that story. When you tell that story in your head that you desire, and you don't get that, oh yes, this is so right. This is happening. I won't stop till it happens. No matter how far away from where you are now it is irrelevant. When it feels right, you know it's going to happen. And that's the place you have to get to in your story. If you're not feeling that, then choose the story that is realistic for you, that you know that you can get to. Maybe it's not some crazy figure amount of money. Maybe it's not this or that. Maybe it's what you need at the time and the story that you're able to handle because you're still transitioning to open up the gateways to your unlimited self. A lot of you aren't ready to really believe that. If you're not, pick that story. A lot of you say, I can't manifest the big stuff. Well, of course you can. You're not believing it, so that's okay. It's okay that you're manifesting the small stuff because that shows you that you can do it, because then there'll be a bigger goal. Sometimes you have to do baby steps. Some people need that. They're not ready to really accept their power. So make sure that story, even though you know you can achieve that, if you're not feeling it, choose the story you resonate with and you go, okay, I can handle that. I can handle that, and I'm okay with not knowing how I get that. I'm going to open myself up to the universe, guide me, and then you put the work in to get there. You make the phone calls, you put the resumes in, you create something new. Don't question any of that. Knock off the questioning yourself. That's your story. You're placing the order to the universe. Here it is. I question it. I can't do it. Okay, you can't do it. Don't make me get Hacker T-Dog back out. I think he's going to come out. You know who that is? That's the ego. The ego, he looks cute, but he's a little bit evil. And he sits on your shoulder. He's my little hand puppet that I came out. And he's always with you. No, you can't do it. Are you crazy? You come from a poor family. You think you're on that level? Ha! How are you going to do that? And that's what it does. And you start to believe it. And then you change your story. And the story is, no, here's my story, but you believe in it. The story believes nothing but what you're telling the universe, what your message is to the universe. Create your story today. And I want you to make sure you resonate with it. Because if you are not on the frequency, it's up here, you're down here, and you're never going to connect. That is it. That simple. It's that easy and that challenging. And it's all just the story you're telling you. Nobody else is telling you the story. I'm sorry. Your friends, your family, they can talk to the hand. But guess what? Only you get to decide what the story is. You get to decide what you believe. I don't care what anybody says. I smile and I go, that's nice. Somebody had a comment. Lady, well, I said, well, at least you called me a lady. Lady, that's so wrong about law of attraction. I said, obviously didn't watch the video, because if you did, you guys know that I tell you I don't believe in law of attraction. I think it's just a nice little thing that was made up that doesn't make any sense. Quantum physics is what I believe in. Your story exists right now. Right now. I don't care what anybody says out there. We have no limits. If you say you are limited, then you are saying that God's limited, because you are part of the one. Fact. Everything supports that, including the Bible if you're a Christian. And I don't even get into that stuff, because I'm here to respect everything that you feel and think and believe. I don't need to tell you what to think and believe. You get to choose that. And if you don't agree with me, then you can go to another channel. That's the beauty of free will. You don't have to sit and argue your point to anybody, and somebody arguing their point to you, just go, great, whatever, believe what you want. I don't have to believe you. That's their ego. So put that aside. Don't let it get to you. That's you, not you. That's you questioning yourself again and what you believe and think. What's your story? And man, when it feels good, you're going, oh, you don't doubt it. It's like you start to get excited, like, oh, I can't wait. And then you'll get like a little sign that it's showing up and you're like, oh my God, it's happening. It's happening. And you're going, oh, this is great. And then you start to take the action. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy, limitless, perfect, light, love, a miracle worker. Miracles, you know what we call miracles? Because in these dense bodies, we think it's a big deal. Our real capabilities are that we can think of something and it just shows up, but that sort of takes away the fun of being human. Enjoy your experience here. It's not going to last that long. Namaste, my friend. Sending you blessings and abundance, health, wealth, joy, and love. Namaste.